Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of H.R. 7276, the Ukraine Invasion, War Crimes, Deterrence, and Accountability Act, introduced by my good friend and the ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Mr. McCall. And I want to thank Mr. McCall for working collectively across the aisles as we do on many bills, but on this important bill, for your leadership on it, it's very timely and very important. Mr. Speaker, each day we see a growing body of horrifying evidence of atrocities that Russian troops have wreaked on Ukrainian citizens. Mr. McCall and I traveled to Poland, and we saw with our own eyes the refugees fleeing Ukraine because of Putin's war, not knowing whether they would see their husbands or fathers or uncles ever again, not knowing what their tomorrow would be. This week, the images, the videos, and the firsthand accounts from Bucha were nothing short of chilling. And it pains, as it did seeing the refugees cross the border in Poland, it pains my heart to know that this is likely just the tip of the iceberg of what Ukrainians have suffered. In attempting to justify his war of choice on Ukraine, Putin's relentless dehumanization of Ukrainians has laid the foundation for atrocities so vile it churns one's stomach. We've seen this before, Mr. Speaker. It's the same dehumanization that has led to every genocide before. And I fear what we've seen in Bucha is happening throughout Ukraine right now, and it will only get worse. Nothing we do on this floor today will erase the generational trauma that Putin's forces have inflicted on Ukrainians. But we can and we must ensure that the United States of America is doing everything in its power to collect evidence that can be used to prosecute Russian war crimes and other atrocities. And hopefully that will deter further systemic human rights abuses in this conflict. H.R. 7276 would require the administration to detail efforts to collect, analyze, and preserve evidence of war crimes, and to describe the process through which a domestic, foreign, or international court or tribunal could request and obtain information related to war crimes or other atrocities from the United States. Every day of this illegal and unprovoked war further unites the global community against Russia's aggression in Ukraine. The images we continue to see day in and day out are shocking to the conscious and also a call to action. To the leaders of the nations who have yet to condemn this barbaric war of choice, I ask you, please just watch these videos of civilians being bombed. Listen, as we did both in Poland and those that visit us here in the House of Representatives. Listen to the survivors who've witnessed their neighbors and their friends shot in the streets or in their homes, some bound with their hands behind their backs. History, the camera of history, is rolling, Mr. Speaker, and it will remember those countries that remain silent. Russia's aggression on Ukraine must stop. And we must all unequivocally condemn the atrocities that's being carried out by Putin and his Russians invading forces. And those who are responsible, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Speaker, those who are responsible must be brought to justice. No matter how long it takes or how hard it may be, the Ukraine Invasion, War Crimes Deterrence and Accountability Act will help in collecting the necessary evidence so that we can do just that. Hold those individuals accountable for the atrocities that they have committed. And I ask all of my colleagues to join and support this crucial legislation. And I reserve the balance of my time.